So now it's time for lesson number 5, the 6 needs of an investor. Now, having helped people in 178 countries, facilitated over $1.3 billion in investments, what is really, really important is that you get to notice patterns. You notice patterns from the poorest people right through to the wealthiest, most sophisticated investors. And what I learned over this time is that there are 6 needs that every investor has. The first one is belief. Now, why do you think we started with get ready? Because literally, I think, therefore I am. In fact, Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. If you do not have the belief that this is possible, that you can invest, that you can ultimately earn a passive income, that you can get a return on your money, that your money can be protected and actually work for you, then you will never make it a reality. You have to get the belief. And that's why being part of communities like this, learning and getting the knowledge are so important. And it's also why you must go look at those success stories, because they're real people with real stories. And if they can achieve it, you can achieve it. The next is that you need the knowledge. And the myth here is that you need to be careful. Some people think that they got to go out like I did and do all the courses, get all the degrees, the masters, all the courses around the world, the mentors, the coaches, and everything else. But actually, the best way to get knowledge is by learning while doing. Think about it. When you were a kid, did you read a book to learn to walk? No, you didn't. You stood up, fell down. You stood up, fell down. You stood up, fell down. You finally learned to walk. Most of us, if you had nurturing parents or a brother or sister, they were there to hold your hands and help you walk. And again, by partnering, you could, get there quicker. But at the end of the day, you learned while doing. The third one is access and investment. It's all good and well learning about all these things, but then most people are stuck buying houses. What about if you had access to be able to invest like the top 1%, to invest in the same deals as them, to invest where the institutions are investing? If you've got that access, then you can start to get the same results. You need a system. Anyone who's ever been successful will tell you, whether it's a business like McDonald's or whether it's an investor like Ray Dalio, every single one of them has a system. Now, if you don't have your own system, then copy ours, because you have to have a system to succeed. You need support and accountability. Why do you think we literally did the WhatsApp right in the beginning? Because people, statistically, I've already proved this to you, are far better in groups at getting results than trying to do it all on their own. And again, why try and figure it all out when you can get that support and accountability? And again, you've got the choice. You can do it on your own, or you can join a community like the Wealth Hacker community. Again, click on the link below, have a discovery call, or better still, join the mastermind of global citizens and like-minded people. But either way, you need that support and accountability. And then finally, it comes down to success. And what is success? It's results, it's wealth, it's freedom. For most people, at the essence of it, it's freedom. It's freedom of choice, freedom to choose where you live, where you invest, what business you do, who you spend your money, where your kids go to school, where you live, where they go to university, who you donate your money to. At the end of the day, it all comes down to freedom. And what most people think is that's where it stops, but it doesn't. It's a consistent cycle. Tony Robbins talks about the cycle of success. Now, if you take no action and have no belief, you're going to get no results, and it's a downward spiral to failure. And that's why 99% of people at the age of 65 are either dead, broke, reliant on the government, or financially trapped. If you want to be part of the top 1%, you have to grow the belief. You have to get the knowledge. You have to start investing, start getting results. And ultimately, it just grows over and over, but it repeats itself over and over, because the more results you get, the more belief you got. And the more belief you got, the more you'll do, and the more results you'll get, and the more belief you get. And it's an upward spiral to life. And what's so important is that Michael Honeysett came on a buyer's trip with me in February 2013. And he said to me, he came to America, he said, he was very clear on his income goals. He wanted a specific passive income goal so that his daughters, who were teenagers at the time, could move overseas, they could study in England, and they could live and work in England. And what's so exciting is 10 years later, he made that a reality. When I joined, it was the best money I ever spent, and it would never have happened if I'd tried to do it myself. So again, take out that little workbook of yours and write down the word freedom. What would it mean to you if you had freedom? Freedom of choice, freedom to choose where you want to live, where your kids go to school, where they go to university, who you work with, who you spend your time with, who you donate your money to, where do you travel? It's all about freedom. And again, if you want to accelerate that, book a discovery call, sit with one of our team members. We can help you show how we've done it for thousands of other people. We can do it for you so that you too can create that freedom in your life. Right, time for the next lesson.